welcome back to Hibou's Let's Code in this video stream, I guess you should say. Alright, so we're moving on to Ohio. So first thing we're going to do over here is get it so that we can build our Ohio modules. Alright, in the meantime, while that is running for its first time, we have Ohio is a more basic state in general than most, which is great. So we have this. Though I'm not sure that our current implementation actually does employer withholding taxes. Maybe we can opt out of this. Regardless, we definitely need the unemployment. So let's go. So all of our tests passed, which is great. So let's start doing the refactor that we've been doing to every single one. So Ohio is going to need a migration script because of the fact that it's been around longer. So let's start by opening the main migration script that we made on Sunday. Copy this and go to Ohio to fill it in. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and copy a little more than that too, because I really want the upgrading to 2019 header as well. All right, so let's collect up our rules. So first of all, the namespace for all these is going to be Ohio. Maybe do one of these. All right, and then obviously we'll need different rules. So let's open our rules here. So let's take a look at base, and then let's just search for 2016 since that was the year that it was done, and we don't have any in base. Obviously rules 2016, there we go. All right, so effectively any of these records will be replaced by the newer 2018 rule. So let's go here. Oh, sorry. We want the 2018 versions because we're mapping them onto them. Did I just do the same one twice? No. Sorry, little chat there. I gotta send my stream info to somebody. Okay. All right, so onwards. So we've got our income withholding one, and we will go put this into migration. And that's it. Oh, there it is. That's the easy table here that we'll migrate for the new year. All right, so they have very few rules, which is one of the things that I like about Ohio. So let's go see if we can. So really what we're doing is we're getting around the idea that if we comment these other older rules out and go and run the upgrade again, well, actually, in this case, nothing bad will happen. So we should actually switch to a Odoo 11 dev instance here and get into create a payslip, because I do want to point out what happens and what we're trying to solve here. Oh my gosh, running test 2 that I don't need to run. Oh well, just a couple more minutes of this, and then another couple minutes because we'll need to install these. All right. I'd start renaming, but I know I'll break the test and then we won't know what's going on. Bring this over here. Go and switch the Jared employee. Fair enough. So that's just an indication that we haven't restarted this running instance of Odoo since the last, the major changes that we've done. So. Give this a refresh here. Just noticed that, oh, never mind. I thought the stream had a weird black bar, but it's just a window that's behind it. All right, did we refresh? Yeah, we refreshed. All right, contracts. So I will go into my contract here, and I'm going to change my salary structure to be the Ohio salary structure. And under state filing, I need to fix I mean, I don't need to, but I should fix the sequencing on North Carolina to put it in order with the rest of them. So I'll give myself an allowance or something like that. It shouldn't really make a huge difference, but I will go and make a payslip for my new employee. I'll actually basically overlap in some of these same periods. So I'll create a payslip for 2016. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Hold on. 2016, I guess I have to pick all the way down to the date. I can't just choose it here. January 31st. All right, so here's all the old calculations, including some of the Ohio, and you can see distinctly the difference in the naming convention that we're coming up with now versus what we had in the past. So now that I have a payslip for this, if we were to comment out our 2016 here, or even our 2017, both, I might as well comment them both out because it's part of the refactor here, and do an upgrade. It won't work. At least it shouldn't, because the fact that there's those, it would need to delete those roles. If it does, I might skip the refactor altogether. Very interesting. What's this? It can't commit or whatever because it would leave a hole in our salary rules. So this is the error. I didn't realize that it executed the test prior to actually doing that though. Okay, so basically this error is what we're trying to resolve with our migration script. So if I pull up our migration script, and I'm going to pull this into a sticky because of the fact that it's indented already. So in the sticky, that was Command-Shift-Y. I'm going to take off the 4 indentions for each of the first lines here, just so that I can run it. And that's only because of the fact that I copied it out of the source code and not part of the if I copied it out of the file itself on GitLab, then it would work just fine. All right, so I'm going to need to get into a shell. We'll run our migration script. And now we should be able to do the upgrade over here. Now the test for the other years might not work, but the actual upgrade itself should work. And that's fine. So let's delete these 2 files. Delete this. Obviously running the test with the old versions of these files or something to that effect. Oh, what have we got here? Well, I mean, that's what we're trying to fix here, so let's see. And Ohio unemployment 2016, oh, I see my error. Kind of a funny one too, actually. I have 2016 in here for some reason. Rerun that with the 2018 version. Let's go ahead and comment out or rather remove the older years of tests. Take them out of our import. Going to leave this as a visual from Python 2.7 because I do intend to just cherry pick this commit back to 10. All right. Now what do we got? Should run faster because we're doing less work. It's always important principle. Hey, look at that, it passed. So that's the kind of initial migration. So now let's start working on the specific pieces of the migration or the refactor. Not for 2019 yet, just getting 2018 in good shape. So let's refactor this. We'll make a new file called rates. Oh my gosh, I love Ohio. I really do. It's a very simple state. I love it. I wish more states were like it. All right, so we've got the rates. Let's add that to the manifest, although it's empty, obviously. Okay, so let's add a folder for models, which is just basically making this conform more to the right way of doing this, for lack of a better word. And we'll make a directory for views. Almost click Python package. Okay, and we'll put the view in there. And we will rename it views. And we'll fix that in the manifest. Okay, so the biggest change that we always make, oh, I need a new file here too. All right. All right, so one thing that we're going to do is we're going to delete this. So we're going to make these into distinct rates. And realistically, the rate was exactly the same for all of the years. So I'm just going to make one for 2016 and no, I'll make 3. It's not a big deal. All right, so let's go find a rate that's going to be similar, for example, in California. I don't know why it does that sometimes. All right, copy 3 of these probably, since we need 3. And we'll come to our Ohio rates. Throw these in here. Now we do need to put these in a data. No update. It's true. 1. I had to do this last time too. I don't do a lot of no update. What was the default rate? 2.7. And let's go take a brief gander at the rules and see what the wage cap is. So wage cap, at least in 2018, we just deleted the old files, so I'll have to get those out of Git to tell if they were different. But I'm gonna say that it probably doesn't matter. I'm gonna use the 9,500 for all of the years. Alright, so we're gonna take this and copy it to all 3 of these, and then we're gonna actually copy this one a 3rd time here to make a... Actually, why would we define rates for the other periods? The rules won't... Yes, they will. Alright, we're fine. Okay, so we're gonna change this down to be 2016, and we're gonna change this one to be 2017, and this one's gonna be 2018. Might drop these in prior years, but I haven't decided yet. Uh, 2.7. Go ahead and add our 2019. Oh, was almost a bug. 2019. 2.7. Let me go find that out. So it's going to be Ohio unemployment wage base. And we see that the taxable wage base for 2018 and 2019 stayed the 9,500. And the 20... okay, so it's still 2.7, but it's good to note that move this. It's good to note that the that rate does change by default if you're in certain industries. So keep that in mind. And then the base wage stayed the same, so we're okay there. All right, so let's redo our rules. So the real coding can begin. So we're going to get rid of the year. We're going to get rid of the wage. We're going to put that at the beginning, and it's going to be wage US-OH unemployment. And then this is going to be wage US-OH unimp, which is our convention. So we will get a year here. Payslip.dict.date from, now in O212 or O211, this is a string, so we're going to grab the first 4 characters, convert it to an integer, and we're going to convert it back to a string to append onto these years. All right, so now instead of this, we're going to get our rate. And this is going to be rate dot wage limit year. And all the rest of that can stay the same. Sequencing is fine, or at least close to fine. All right, so once again, we refactor out the year, and we make it, this is a employer paid, so it's gonna be ER:US-OH. We no longer have a date string here, but we should check to see if the contract FUTA is basic. So, which is an improvement, I would say. If fib is FUTA type basic, meaning 6%, then you're effectively opting out of any state unemployment insurance. At least that's the way we do it. All right, so this is going to be wage US Ohio unimp. And instead of this magic, we're going to replace that with our rate that we did earlier. And then this is going to be negative rate.rate. That's fine. All that's fine. Okay, so now we're going to income withholding is fine, but we're going to prefix this with EE for employee. US Ohio. To the best of my knowledge, they can't opt out of this, so I'm going to just say that it's true. If we can, it would be in here, and we have allowances and stuff, but we don't have like a filing status of type or something. See, this is where we did that FUTA type basic for the unemployment rate. So we just implemented this in the code itself, and then all these stir year stuff comes from the new rate mechanism that I developed on Sunday. So all of this goes away. All of this goes away. Paying off that technical debt there. In the views, we don't need the company form views anymore because we no longer have fields for that. And the rest of this Ohio stuff stays the same. Okay, so now the question is, did this change? And it doesn't always, so let me go and look at that withholding table. All right, so it's one of those classic banded ones that we run into so often, where you've got like a wage banding, and then you've got the, I guess, less this, and then plus this over this. So this is kind of some kind of standard deduction. So you take your wage and you subtract this number out, and then you basically, the actual amount to be withheld is that quantity minus this, which is usually the first number, and it is multiplied by this. So let's go take a look at our current calculation and see how close we are. So we have to calculate the pay period because of the fact that this is... Oh, there must be a formula method. Hold on, I don't want the table method, I want the formula. Where's the formula? I had the stupid table one up. I don't want the table. The Ohio website only has 2015 on it, or at least that particular one that it was on. Please tell me they didn't get rid of their formula. Okay, so here's an issue, which is that they don't have a 2019 withholding instructions yet. So we're going to leave the 2018 one, I guess, for the time being. So this is going to be even easier to refactor for the time being, because we're just going to leave this exactly the way that it is, because we don't have withholding instructions yet. All right, so let's redo the test codes, meaning anywhere in here that... Okay, so we don't need to set the tax on the employee object anymore because we have that rate object. Nor do we need to derive the tax rate, which is something that we saw in some of the other ones. So I do want to take this though and put it up at the top and call this so we'll do negative 2.8 divided by 100 to get the kind of native rate that we'll be putting right here. But we'll do that through a mass replace. All right, so we need to we can't really do that. But for the rest of these, we can replace star OH on imp with star self dot OH. right, and our next string replace is going to be for this guy. Okay, and there's a good chance. Oh, no, that's not true. I'm not done. Because we have categories too that need renamed. All right. Run some tests. Let's see how that goes. Got more people on stream today than ever before. No chats though, still. What are you gonna chat about, I guess? Oh, you made a typo. Oh no! Convert file. What is that all about? Did I not read? Oh, jeez. How is it ever running tests ever? Oh, I guess I probably just moved those files around and just haven't run tests since then. Okay, so that happens because all these rules, earlier year rules, are still trying to be added. Getting closer though, I would suspect. Alright, so hopefully this is like a factor of 10 error or something like that. Let's take a look here. No. Curious. So it's unemployment that our issue is, or with rather. And it's off by a small amount. What was the wage base for the test? 9,500. Oops, rates. 9,500. 2018. 7,500. All right, so in two of these, there's a key error. And it's potentially because of the fact that that payslip might not have achieved that. And then one, it's definitely a value difference. So hopefully that's an allowances thing or something like that. All right, so let's take a look at our test here, and let's track down the two key error ones. So one's going to be on line 39. 39. Okay. So most likely the issue here is that this is what, the third slip or something? No, 2018 first slip. How much wage do we have? 5,000, which is less than 9,000. So the wage, US, Ohio unemployment. Let's get debug on. Rerun it. Don't need to spend a whole lot of time debugging. All right. So first things first, all of our wages are 5,000 for the most part here. Let's go find the wage for Ohio unemployment, which is right here. And that is 5,000. So then we'll come down to find our, do we not have any withholding? Categories. So that would be an ER. We only have FICAs and FUDAs in here. It's possible. Oh, not equal. Okay, this is my bad. And this one's even worse. Simple mistakes. Sometimes the best, sometimes not. Still failing. One key error, and then now we have two amount differences. So let's, we still don't have a ER for Ohio in that one. We do have an ER Ohio in this one, and it's our 2.7 rate. Let's make sure that our wage is 3,500. Is that the total? No, it's not. Why is the wage capped at 3,500? Oh, this could have been a second payslip. Hold on a second. Scroll all the way up. All right, so first payslip, as is indicated by this, we come down here. We see that we get wage, Ohio unemployment. 5,000 is perfect. We have a US Ohio unemployment, which is 2.7 times that, and that's fine. So what is failed here? This is also the first pay slip, and we have 5,000 up here, and then we have a $3,500 Ohio unemployment, which just means things are getting more and more confusing as we go by or go through. So let's start with this. So we're fine with the 2016 one. Don't know why it's 2016, not 2017. Doesn't really matter for our purposes. Although maybe we should go ahead and replace 2016 with 2017. All right, so we have unemployment is going to be equal to salary, and is that where we failed? Gosh. 40. No, so we get that's actually even... Ignoring that one for a second. Sorry, I'm getting lost in my own stuff here. So this happens on line 40, which is right here. So what we're seeing is that we're off by a certain amount. Is there any sort of rounding in the rule? This looks fine. This looks like everyone we've ever seen before. How did we get 135? It's definitely 135, which is what the computation is. So we're hitting some other issue. Did I? Oops. So the calculation on the payslip is correct. The issue is in fact the test. Oh, 2.8 versus 2.7. See, these typos, if chat had noticed. And then we will have to fix that one key error. So here's the salary type basic here. So this one, and we just need to convert this to. Okay, so we only have one fail now. We run the test with that 0.9 there, right? See what we get. Yeah, they only had the August 2015 formula stuff. Oh no, we have more errors. Because of the fact that we are we're multiplying it times our like external thing, and we don't really know that it's going to be 0, we're going to need to really hard code this to just be 0 and say, actually, is this the right line? Hold on, let's make sure. No, hold on. We're looking for the one with the FUTA type basic, which is right here. So this one we need to hard code 0 here because of the fact that that we opted out by choosing the FUTA type basic. Okay, and now we should probably pass finally. In expectation of passing, I'm going to go ahead and copy and make a 2019 tests. Of course it doesn't. What? Well, line 93, 56. Okay, so line 93 is still related to what we're doing, so I potentially didn't save the file or something. Let's go and take a look here. Oh, okay, this is also going to be 0 for the same reason. All right, so let's see this other error, which is this 5,000 versus 4,500. And that is also in unemployment. So let's go take a look at that. That's on line 56. Probably a spam call. So we do a calculation right here, which makes sense. Assuming that this is 9,500 and that's what our rate is. And it is. You know what? We probably... in 2017, 2018, 2019, they're all basically the same, so the get rate should be the same. We're missing our cap somehow. Let's look at our rule, because the rule is technically what didn't calculate properly. Well, this isn't so great, huh? All right, so let's turn back our debug. Maybe we'll make a paste like slip debugger or something, or even here. All right, we will take that up before we are done, but for the time being, let's go into our rules right here, and let's go ahead and contract.log our rate object. And we're going to do rate dot rate and rate dot wage limit year. And I apologize because I just see what the issue is. All right, wage US Ohio on amp. So it wasn't seeing the prior payslips because of the code not getting updated when we replaced it on several other places. And that really should be the only place that that's going to be like that. Hello. All right. So first things first, let's take out all the garbage logging statements that we just made. For what it's worth, if we scroll up here somewhere, we should see those logging statements. So there's those logging statements. So this is a rate object, and then the rate and the wage limit. Okay, so go to our contract and clean that up. And add our 2019 tests, which I believe should just pass automatically, generally speaking, but we need to replace 2018 with 2019 and 2017 with 2018. Okay. Nothing changed. The rates are the same. So far the withholding instructions aren't out yet, so in general this should pass as well. And have that, and let's take that out and run it. And we're running to both years, but in general they're just no changes. And let me make sure that I've got no update on this. Do, which will allow the individual users to override their own rates easily. So 2018's done. 2019 is going to be soon to done. Oh no, it's not. Apparently. Taxes with state exempt. Calculated as 0, and we're expecting 3,500 for unemployment wage. What could have gone wrong? So let's look in our rules. See if there's any 2018 hard-coded. So all the rule names or internal names, the like XML IDs, those all have it, but nothing else anywhere else. All right, well, time to bring back our debug. Is it possible that I made a substantial change here after copying it? I suppose it's always possible. So let's go ahead and delete this file and do those string replaces again. Possible I did the date wrong or something and didn't notice. I don't see how 2018 tests could have passed and 2019 couldn't, given the lack of changes and the lack of the word 2018 being. Ah, here we go. All right, so 2019 passes now. All right, let's clean this up and commit it. Apparently I closed my Git window. I think I had a problem earlier. Okay. Let me decide if I should even create rate objects for old years. I don't really think I should. I think I've decided that at this point. Shouldn't fail any tests. It'd be very surprising if it did. That file changed a lot. It's saying that it's a new file, but it's a rename technically of one of the files that it deleted. Actually, where's the file it deleted? Excuse me. Oh, sorry. This subtraction one. So we took out like half that file easy just by converting it to the new system that we made on Sunday. Yeah, we deleted that stuff and we renamed these things and didn't leave any comments or anything. I had the wrong code in that too, which is even better that it's being replaced. Or removed rather. All right, so it's good to go. So let's grab my, by the way, the sound, I don't know if you hear the ding sounds for the pass test, but all the tests pass. Let's grab this comment. Well, technically this one. All right, and that wraps that up. So despite the problems that we had, we still managed to do that one faster than any of the other states so far. So I'm going to take a break and then probably come back to do more payroll streams. So, you know, if you enjoy this kind of content and stuff, please subscribe. We're going to be doing more probably as we migrate some of our other modules to 12 in general. So until next time.